guys and welcome. Today we're going to play with some distress inks, just doing some backgrounds on some tags. Now I've done a couple ahead of time just for drying, so I'll be using those, but I'm going to show you how I've got that effect on the back there, just with splattering some water, and then we'll make it into a tag like that one with some stamping as well. So lots of fun. It is a little bit messy, but I've got one of these craft mats down, and I do apologize, it's there's a little bit of shine on it, but hopefully when we get started it won't be too bad at all. So I'm using distress inks. I don't have too many colors of the distress inks, so I'm just playing with what I've got, because I mainly have the distress oxides, but with this splatter effect we actually need to use distress ink. So I'm just getting a sponge as you normally would when you're distressing, but I'm going to be putting it on quite heavily. You will get some circling, but you can blend that out as you go. The reason I'm putting it on fairly thickly, and we'll go over it again, is because when we put the dots of water on there, we want it to draw the ink up. I'm going to blend two colors into this one, so I'm just going to go around the edge, leave a little bit of plain cardstock there to put the other ink on, and it'll be old paper, which is like a green, and I'm going to put the green over the top of that as well, so it'll just add another layer of ink, and it'll blend it all in. I love the earthy tones of this one. Sorry about the clunking. I've got a Velcro dot under that because I put my pads on, so each one has its own color. Okay, just a bit more there. Beautiful. Now we get a spray bottle, and I know with the Tim Holtz ones, I just can't locate mine, you can actually draw the trigger back and just drop it on, but the best way to get a splatter effect that we're after, similar to this one like I was saying, is squeeze a pool of water into your hand and then just flick it. And if you will see the ink changing here in a minute. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. So quick, nothing too involved. You can blot it dry if you've got, you know, a fair pool in there, and we'll pop that one off to the side. Just give your mat a wipe. Right, we'll do another one. Now I might use tea dye for this one. Tea dye and old paper, so we'll blend it. Again, we may even use a bit of frayed burlap as well. New sponge on this one, so just take a bit to work in. And now we'll go to the old paper. just another way to use your ink pads as well. And it creates some beautiful backgrounds. And I might add a bit of frayed burlap on that one as well. Just go in for a third colour. Just want to darken it in some places. Once again, pull it into your hand and then just give it a flicker. And you will see, hopefully you can see that the dots are appearing on that background. If you want a couple more down this end, you just repeat the process. And then you just wait a couple of seconds. Beautiful, so we've got some nice little speckles down there. So we'll pop those ones off to the side. Let's pull in one that we've already done, which is this one, and I think I'll have the tea dye down the bottom there. Now I have made a template for the top to cut my tags, and all I did was the same width of cardstock, folded in half and cut the corners off, so you'll get exactly the same size ears cut off every time if you do it like that. And these are 3 by 5.5 inch tags. I might as well cut this one while I'm going. And then I got like a leaf background. So think of the colours that you've used. So down here is tea dye, up here is frayed burlap. So I'm going to stamp just some like background texture on there. I think I might go, so this one, this previous tag, I did some second generation stamping in the back, but I think I should have just gone first generation with that because I wanted it to show a little bit more than that. I'm just tossing up whether to use the leaf one again, which is I've done on this one. And I did that with the old, I stamped that with the old paper, which is the colour that we've got up there. I think I might. So we might do it with frayed burlap, and I'm going to get a bit of paper just to see how dark it is stamped out. Always do a bit of a test before you put it on your background. And because, you know, we've gone to all the trouble of doing our background, we want to make sure that we're happy with it. So yeah, definitely we'll go the first stamp. Now I'm only half stamping on there because I don't want the full image. I just want some foliage coming in from the sides. Just to create that background like that. And then we're going to stamp an image in black over the top. And we're going to do it in a solid flower. And what I mean solid is, so this one is wildflowers. Let me take it out of the plastic so you don't get that shine. So I'm mindful that my light is over the top. This one is called Wildflowers CMS 253. And I'm using this one out of it. Actually, I might change it to this one because we've already done a tag in the other one. Let's have something different. Now you could do just the one single flower on that, which I may do, or you can angle it off to the side like that and then have a little bit more down there. But I think I'm liking, I'm just going to hold it up so I can see. I think I'm liking just the single one there because we're going to have a word across the bottom. So I'm going to stamp that with black archival ink. You don't have to have a big stamp pad like this. You can use a smaller one and just stamp it a few times. Think about where you want it, hopefully center. It's a bit hard to view when you can't get your head over the top. Just make sure the whole surface is pressed down. There we go. Like I said, you could do another one there, but I've chosen just to do the one. Now I do want to add some frayed burlap dots in that as well, and I've got this splatter stamp. It's an old Stampin' Up one. Just to give it a little bit of texture in the background, and everything fades into the background because that flower just pops. I'm going to go around the edge with Scorched Timber. Now it's a sort of a rich dark blacky brown. Just want to define, see how it's usually like that burnt look, I guess. Just defines the edge, frames the piece. Beautiful neutral colours, these ones, but they will add a pop of colour to your journals as well without being too in your face. All right, so we're going to put an eyelet in it. And I did forget to ink the back of my tag, because a lot of the times with our tags we use them for extra journaling space, which I love, having heaps of journaling space. So I am going to give it a bit of a distress, and you know, I'm going to just distress it all over because it's picked up some stuff when we were inking. This sponge is falling to pieces, as you can see. So grab our crocodile again. I do like to use the washer where I can, It just finishes it off smooth on both sides. Now we might put a bit of sari silk in that one. So I've got a bit of ribbon here, that'll do. And now we want to put a word on it. So I've got some words stamped out. Just going to have a look at what we like. We might go with that. That's stamped on some, I bought some at a second-hand place, some piano rolls, and stamped on a bit of their paper. So I'm just going to tear that along a bit more. So similar to the other one, our other tag. Just find where's right as far as the top of it goes. You can always trim these off a bit later on. Just make sure that bottom edge is straight. I'm using scraps, so I like a little bit of green out the bottom because I am going to ink it. So that one will go straight against that edge. So I'm going to glue that one down, and then we may need to trim it. Just doesn't look straight, or not straight enough to be straight against another piece like this one. And it's, I'd say it's probably the one underneath that's not straight. It's not too far off though. And you'll find that with scraps, they're either ripped or torn, they're not straight. But certainly makes it interesting. So we'll glue that one on. You don't have to do words, you can put labels, tickets. Anything on the bottom of these, you can leave that tag as is. You can put a pocket on there. Turn it over and see if it needs trimming. So it's pretty good, it's just a little piece off there. And then we'll just get rid of that raw edge with our ink. So that's tag number 2. Okay, we might do one more Just deciding, I might do a nice bright one. Let's go with the bright one. Just cut the top off it off. Like I said, guys, get your inks out. I love playing with paints and inks. It's the most relaxing thing to do. Messy, but relaxing. Although I'm pretty good today as far as getting ink on my fingers. So this one here, I actually do like this Just Breathe. And I think we'll just go with a bit of the olive green maybe. Or maybe just trying something. So this one I did earlier in similar colours, so I'm just sort of, might actually cut this one down a bit. And then if we leave just a bit of a border, it's all trial and error. If you do something like this and you decide you don't like it, just re-stamp another one, because a lot of the times we're just using scraps when we stamp on things. I actually like that, but I need that a bit darker. Yep, I like that. So I'll you can see I stamped it on the back of this scrap and it didn't stamp properly, so I turned it over so you don't never waste anything. Because a lot of the times when we're using words like this, we're gluing them down, so yeah, that looks really good. And you know what, you could leave it like that. You don't have to stamp anything on the back, but what I think I will do is that stamp that I used there, I think we're going to do a black image of that. So let me just clean it off. It's got inks on it, just with a bit of paper towel. And then we get our black archival. So we haven't stuck that down yet because we don't want to do that. But we do roughly want to know where we're stamping. So I sort of turned it on the side, so it sort of looks more like a tree. Just making sure I've got firm pressure on the whole thing. Beautiful. You can see the background very faintly. So I've stamped that with old paper, the same as the background colour, and then we're just going to put that one down there. So we'll glue that one on. Get it as straight as you can, straight across the bottom there. I'm going to ink the bottom as well. So grab my scorched timber. Actually, we're just going to cut those trims off and then ink. Just enough just to define that edge. So I'm mindful I'm not coming in too far with my distressing like I normally would. Just want a bit of a frame. And I get not everybody has these exact stamps, but anything texture, it doesn't have to be leaves or anything. You could stamp a butterfly on there, a flower. If you've got beautiful flowers like that, definitely use those. Let me put an eyelet in the top of that one. I've watched a few YouTubes lately just on inking. If I remember who they were, doing a similar thing with the backgrounds. I will definitely link them below for you guys. But, you know, if you search by distress ink backgrounds, then it should bring them up. It may have even been Tim Holt's one. And colour on that one, I do have some olive green here. You don't need all of that, don't want to waste it. Although you can always use little cut-offs in your clusters and things, or to add a little bit of texture, the same as you do with lace. There we go, guys. I'll just bring those down. Let me grab a bit of white paper to put that under so you can see them. I've got so much stuff on my desk, it's a bit messy at the moment, but how gorgeous are they? I may even change the ribbons around for the photo that I take for my video, but absolutely love these. And look, have a go. The backgrounds are so much fun, and then you can stamp excuse me, on there. You don't have to put your black images on there. You can put pockets and just have a little stamp of something down the bottom and just have that textural background in the background. So that's fun. I might even do one of those as well. But thanks, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that today. Pull your inks out, have a play with them. I would love for you to let me know in the comments on how you went with them and the results that you got from them. And yeah, really looking forward to hearing from you guys. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.